Want to be fourth. A lot of movement coming through from the middle side of the map. Mada up first. 1-to-1 trade.
Oh, and the follow-up from 100 Thieves, solid. Nice little right click here from Ethan. That was able to allow him to find EU for pretty much free. 2v2 situation now. And the defense a little bit split. Boostio going to respect that the site has been taken. Cryo on the corner, double swing on his way. Oh, he just completely splits the difference between Brock and Ethan. So now it's down to the hunt for Boostio, and he's just out of here saying, I'll just reset this a different way. Knife will reveal no one's on site, and this should be a plan.
NRG yesterday did also give up a lot of mid control versus EG. That was probably the one good thing about EG. And here in the opening round, mid has, at least for the time being, cost 100 Thieves a little bit. Trades were fairly even up until that 2v1 swing with Cryo down. Boostio is in much more of a tough position. And post-plant versus Teo is always going to be annoying, especially with salvos recharging.
And you've got a fragment ready as well, just to make matters worse. So the chances of Boostio being able to hang on this pretty slim. Would have to snap.
Just the delays, right? I mean, look how long they can delay for. Time alone should be the win for NRG.
Now, Boostio will find one. Will sacrifice him to the spike. Be in a little bit of trouble here. NRG still walking forward. Opening 1v1, EU able to win it. Cryo still blocked off from finding an angle, but that opening first blood is going to turn into more. Zossman is going to follow up. And then the salvo just to kind of block the entryway, make sure no one else with NRG can push up. And this
spike drop, though.
This round has gone a bit awry.
Spike dropped and picked up. Well, remember, there was a decent amount of info being shown. 2 players revealed very early on. The NRG were not interested in backing up from the fight. In fact, they're still here right now.
Anyone else?
Not been able to go very quiet. Usually you would see teams maybe just drop off a little bit, take up spike, go a little bit quiet, force the defense to rotate around. The NRG are just being punished here. Cryo finding another shot successfully, leaving NRG on 2 members with minimal time remaining.
Yeah.
And nowhere else on the map that they've obviously been able to explore because they ran 5-man all the way into B. The location for the hit. Brock's already pushed up, coming through B-Link now.
30 seconds
left. Good trigger discipline just over the top of the bomber. Finds the freebie on the bottom. Maybe a bit of understanding that NRG are actually split hitting this over through main, but Cryo still picks up off of one trade. Scuba trying to force the issue on the backside of Halls. Cryo won't hit that one. 3 for Scuba. NRG getting their way onto site, but running out of time here. Still have to collect the spike and plant. And in the meantime, everyone from 100 Thieves have gotten back over.
Planted.
And just a small miss
timing.
from Asuna. May have a second chance at it though. Crossfire
that might have been the defense.
Brock able to find the first. Xander now known over towards main. This is going to be a really tough retake for him in the 1v2.
Yeah, I just think missing that timing might have costed the defense, unfortunately. Terrible luck, terrible luck. Scuba playing high. His teammate is playing low.
One enemy remaining.
Should be pretty good, but Xander!
Blocking sight.
I was going to say Cryo wasn't in position to snipe, but now he's on site.
I got the spike.
So to get the barrel stuff, Brock Ethan's able to find a couple, but that null command that's been popped on this entry has gone awry. Yeah, you're trying to get Ethan back into the action, but Asuna point in front of
Get out of my way.
Big flank as well. Could be a weapon drop if he doesn't win this one. Very important that he does.
But Mata, knives on the other front. Gravity Vortex slowing this down just a touch. Mata still back on the run. Xander! Oh! Provide a little bit of assistance for him to stay here a touch longer. Here comes all the utility though. Flashes, Nova Pulse, all being spent. But Boostio still able to find the first. Mata clears out the site. Spike should be planted. And this is a tough 2v4. You think you probably would need a pick before you fully commit to everything, but they think they've got the opportunity through this constant divide to try to push through with the Nightfall. It will fall immediately, but honestly, the trails aren't really going to do too much. The Steel Garden just has an insurance policy here for NRG. And for 100 Thieves, I mean, I just don't know how you take these gunfights. You've got the stealth drone still available to try to clear out some space, but
they can't push to get the kills.
Yeah, this is
2v4, but they can't push to get the kills, and there's Armageddon available.
Indeed.
So the time wasted here for NRG is huge. There's a bunch of utility. Astra can still put down stars. This is just going to be really tough for 100 Thieves, so I don't think the defuse is really going to be able to come through. Just based on time, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, Mata's able to find the first.
100 Thieves, they're a little impatient. They might get punished for this one. It's actually going to be modern. Ethan dropping.
Down A.
Asuna, wow, double on that.
And a salvo behind this. They still want to take the next fight, but NRG will push them back. Still, the damage that's been dealt, massive. Armageddon at the ready for Brock.
This is how
Holding
we
the trigger,
end.
going to use that to clear out Secret, and then throw a little bit more utility into Flowers. That will gain them entrance onto A, but with things with dimensional drift, and you just say you still have the
down
operator.
A.
There's still angles that could
10
be watched.
seconds left.
And now it's just down to 2v1. Cryo did use dimensional drift just to push forward, give Boostio the info. Sam's still waiting for eventually this battle with Boostio, but they're going to split the difference. Wait for the pop flash and double swing them together. Can Sam react? There's the flash. He works out perfectly, but the arc rolls behind it. Gives Sam some isolation to the 1v1 with Boostio. He's going to have to use the lockdown. Not an angle for Sam to take this out of commission. But is there enough time here with the Razor Vines to get Boostio on for any sort of a defuse? No, it's not going to happen. You just have to avoid being detained. That's going to happen. Here comes this.
He's only gonna hop. He's only gonna hop.
And the shot is good. What a 1v2 from Sam.
A little too long here. I mean, they have all the guns to play through, but they just don't have enough information to go anywhere else. They have to just run up the guns on towards A. They don't see Boostio. Boostio doesn't get the kill, but Xander does. Xander out delivering right now. 2 versus 1. Armageddon in hand, and there's no time to plant.
There's a location reveal. He had to go right now for it, and not gonna happen. There's not enough time for this to come through.
Oh my.
Able to get one more, but it's a hell of a threat. Front doors. Gives a momentary pause. No command will fade here in a moment. But before that happens, Mata over the top is able to find one. Xander with a shutdown of his own, but they're able to bring Ethan back to life. Cryo on a very quick pitch with an operator. Ethan with a shot. That's enough to shut that down, and the spike will be planted. Also able to tally one, though, with the salvo. Makes this a doable 3v4 with still the counter divide to play.
Yeah, just couldn't quite scope in quickly enough for Cryo there. Xander now, good for another onto Mata. Equalizing numbers, slightly Cosmic Divide will do plenty to help the team. Battle spotted. And Ethan might have been able to spot as well. Reload could be costly here. How does Ethan walk on through?
Watch the flank from Sam, still holding over towards Flowers. Cosmic Divide about to fade, and Sam does find one. And all of a sudden, this retake has been stuck on site, even more so, stuck inside the nebula. Xander trying to sneak forward, seeing what they can find to lose. So way to get this to halfway. Sam, Brock trying to combine together. Xander for one would have to get this kill immediately, and Brock, too patient, will let the clock expire. Gets the solid read. Yes, Xander will have the kill.
Side itself and none for the post line, so point taken in that sense.
That's huge.
Hard to take down Xander, though. They have numbers advantage in a massive way.
Yeah. Ethan just gets tucked in a little bit deeper over towards Halls. No pressure there. Oh, and one tap on a Boostio makes matters even worse for 100 Thieves on this retake attempt, as they are completely sighted down, completely stuck, and there is nowhere to go. Sam, Thieves offense brewing towards A. And wow, Salvos have been finding so many eliminations this map. Way more than you'd often expect as we get the pinch trap kill feed early 3v3. You do have EU at critical health, though. And Cryo suppressed is just going to try to give this thing a post plant and see if 100 Thieves can get their setup going.
Cryo looks like he's stuck on site as well, so he's not going to be able to fall off. Ooh, some reasonable damage actually through the wall there in pit.
Oh, the Fade utility holds it back just a little while longer. Nova Pulse Fragment being combined together. EU sacrifices his life for the cause, but that cause is quickly coming to a bit of an end. All that's left is Boostio and some Nanoswarms. They don't know exactly where he is and how much. Teamfighter coming through with the Sentry turret. Slows things down just a touch. Salvos to replace that. Decoys to the
clone.
Ethan with the flash gives himself a chance in a 1v1 with the pool, but the instant train is there for 100 Thieves. Brock able to spam things down for a follow-up. Special delivery coming out a bit low. Plant on the way for 100 Thieves, or at least the attempt at it, but NRG just going to wait for their numbers. Extra one taps on the Guardian for Brock, and he somehow takes down both. Going back, he does dodge it a little, but he does get revealed. Trying to hold as long as he possibly can. Meanwhile, over towards B, Ethan's able to find a straight kill on Xander, so now it's just down to what Mata can provide. He does have the knives available, tries to pull it out, but the suppression that came through was just delaying it long enough to force him to have to try to hit another op shot. And in that moment, that's where he drops. 3v4 situation, 100 Thieves trying to get the spike on, but it's so late.
The spike carrier is the last one there as well, so they're not going to be able to plant comfortably. Especially with Ethan getting that kill, and that might be it.
Yeah.
One enemy
now
remaining.
You've got the no command out. Ethan finds his third. One more in the corner, and Ethan will take down all four. Well, dimensional drift's going to be spent here for Cryo. Mata on the corner.
Face your fear!
Nightfall going to come through. This provides at least some distraction, but Mata still hits. Are you kidding me? His ability to snap right there, unbelievable. And then he finds the kill from the front. NRG could just do absolutely no wrong. Boostio, though, provides some drama for a double. Maybe a
player
chance for
standing.
EU to tip this crossfire
Spike
with
down
Asuna,
A.
but neither player finding a lot of success, and that will be the final
Defenders.
nail in the coffin for map 1. NRG really putting 100 Thieves on notice early.
It's tough though. You're going home to Sage, walls and slows, stars there as well. And instantly the slow comes down.
Oh, Xander, a little wide swing, keeps the site taken, but look at this play through middle. You've got Scuba behind everything. First one's good, second one a little sloppy, but able to keep their life a little while longer. Velocity in the corner is able to get for one. Trades are decent. EU inside the site using the benefit.
Look at this position from Mata though. He's actually made it into spawn. He actually might have potential to kill Boostio.
Just comes down to
Maybe
the
get
timing of
backstab
it.
himself.
Yeah, and he looks behind, does not see Boostio on this rotation yet, but might not be needed. EU up top at tower, sidesteps the fault line and the paranoia, but yeah, Mata does go completely unguarded. He'll take down 2. Spike will be planted at A. Then all of a sudden your defense can't afford to have anyone staying at mid. So it comes at a level of risk and reward when you try to play aggressive like this. Boostio for first blood. Asuda stops Mata from hopping over to the barrier orb. And Asuda realizes he's in a little bit of trouble, has to finesse the blast packs to get out of dodge. And it'll be 100 Thieves retaining the 5v3.
I think Boostio really did a lot there. Saved EU's life, if I'm not mistaken, because a bunch of players got flashed there, including the members of NRG who tried to rush up ramp, catch a timing onto EU, and they nearly did. EU looking at iPad, and for the rest of NRG should have been a freebie for them. Boostio even gets an additional punish, I believe it was onto Ethan all the way down range. So that's going to leave 100 Thieves in a decent position now. Especially if Cry can win the duel, but he does not scuba. It's a better of him.
30 seconds left.
And 1v1 here. Maybe a 2v1. Xander already using the gravity vortex. We'll maybe hear Scuba on the fall down, but it's all about the timing of this pick. Possibly if Brock decides to play a little bit more aggressive through backside screens, but no, doesn't check the tight corner. Scuba, well, not going to have the time to make this play around the corner of the main pillar inside of B. Maybe a little bit more damage in terms of who you can force to repurchase, but no, it's going to have to go quickly. Showstopper has a way to kind of clear out topside B tower. Mata, a little bit of trouble here, but is able to trade his life out by finding Cryo down low in the corner. Meanwhile, the rest of NRG through vents and over to A, where Boostio has so much utility to try to stall this. Can they get Asuna into the picture? No. Brock with the kill, Sam with the follow-up, and the spike will go down where it's just up to EU to try to rotate over.
Asuna needs to live in that situation. There's only one alive now. I don't think EU can really do too much, but Boostio...
You've got really just one member there in the form of Scuba. He will drop in. Now you would have to burst if you're NRG onto the B site.
Yeah, I was going to say, the fact that you had that one play drop down is a bit of a problem because he is walking into a trap, and Xander maybe trapped himself.
It's fine.
Gets a kill before the Steel Garden though, so at least a 1-to-1.
But Mata, stealth drone out. Doesn't matter if he's suppressed or revealed. Thinking of the salvo. Nope, maybe the Armageddon instead. That little bit of pressure, though, from Mata will be questionable about what you want to do. And Mata's able to find Austin before the showstopper comes out. Resurrection in the mix. Armageddon really comes up a bit empty as it just flushes out the backside of screens. But NRG still overwhelmed. Sam gets caught looking the wrong direction. Actually, doesn't get caught looking the wrong direction.
Yeah, with... Really, it's 3, but 2 anchors straight away on towards A, and Asuna pays the price.
Yeah, that's so tough because you're trying to hold on to a fault line setup to find that opening first corner. That EU drops off tower, like you mentioned, to try to avoid the Seekers and finds himself right in the waiting arms of Scuba. So defense will still possess the A's site, but Sam on this tall lurk through tower.
The rotation.
He's going to be able to find one on the roto. Trailblazer, we'll see. Oh, there's Barrier over the way. Just got face bashed into it. But there's also a teleport from Sam to get onto the backside of the site, and Xander cannot get in. 1v3, good first opening shot. Second one connects onto the headshot to the wall. Sam still trying to fight this one off as the spike is collected. 18 seconds. Plant gonna have to come through, but EU quick to be here. Does he find the timing? No. Sam instead breaks it, finds the kill, and now it's just down to Xander for the 1v2. Shots in the box, decent, but Sam able to teleport to safety. Flash to follow. Xander looking to try to place some stars to work with. Decides to play this. He is the sole member over towards A. Instead, it's 100 Thieves hard stacked over through vents, trying to find some surprise timing through the smoke, but oh, no welcome addition to that. As NRG meet them and find every single kill, and it looks good for what should be a 6th round for NRG.
What are they really pushing through with it? It's not like they had Boostio there to help them with a flash or a fault line. Maybe there was a fault line through the wall, but didn't see any stunned players, so 3 players trying to push into mid, almost face-checking into NRG without much support at all. And it's a massive, massive punish. And this is not a eco for them as well, where they're just like running in with pistols, hoping to make it work. They had guns there.
Yep.
Which means this is going to break their economy. 2 plays remaining. They might even just want to save this one. They really just don't have the economy to play through.
No. Well, Stars will give Xander maybe a chance. Nebula, Gravity Vortex, both spent. Time is a bit of an issue here. Boostio can still rotate over, and maybe if you find a pick and then you call the Rolling Thunder, you can win this by mercy of the clock. But Xander, first initial peek, only gets him 1, and yeah, Boostio.
See a little bit more support, and as I say,
Available for you if you are NRG. So Rolling Thunder will gonna be called on. Hold on a second. NRG trying to get out of this, but the salvo combination of it is good. EU for a couple, plus the aftershock. What a trap set up in reaction for 100 Thieves. Pulling that one off of nowhere. So now all of a sudden you got numbers 4v2, and NRG are being chased down. Is that the right call though? Scuba's able to find 1. The trade for Cryo is good. And Brock, it's gonna be pulled back a little bit too far to make much of it.
giant round, humongous. We talked about in the pre-show the capability for this team to find traps, but now can they complete it? 2 members alive. It was a 3v1. Both players trying to get Brock down. Minimal HP. They know the positioning.
One last save. Cryo's going to hear this, though, and find the easy kill point for them. Inside the Nebula, Cryo is going to step on up. There's one more star in place, but Cryo just gets the raw peak. The contact play works out for 2. Also to deliver it with utilities just to make sure middle of the map continues to stay in the hands of 100 Thieves. And that is a critical opening. And what a step up from Cryo. Showstopper to follow for NRG, just trying to find some creation of space. Gets blindly sent on the way, and it just gets around the corner. Barely Asuna gets taken down, and we got a 3v3.
EU has a decent amount in his back pocket. 1 away from the Armageddon as well as a reminder. So 1 kill here, enabling something. That would be it. But he can't get a chance to bring out the iPad to use it. Instantly traded.
Love this. Good use to try to use the concept to find a player on the backside of Elba. Boostio gonna trigger, but the shorty just too dangerous. Xander for 1 has to try to hold it in. Brock able to follow up, find the headshot. Oh, Boombot avoided underneath ropes by Asuna. Oh, able to clean up 1. Make that a second. Trades are decent, though. That long flank that you mentioned, though, is on the way quickly, and that is going to be an impact as EU, Cryo, find the crossfire setup, and Xander will finish things off. Pressure towards A main. What's the call? Ooh, Paranoia actually got spent from B towards mid, so this is going to be really difficult for 100 to try to deal with it. Asuna just finessing the double blast pack movement to catch Ethan literally by surprise. Brock with the trade, still holding strongly. Not going to be affected or flash. Argroves gives Brock a chance. Scuba with the crossfire setup is perfect. And NRG have suffocated this 100 Thieves offense over towards A. Xander able to get 1 on the spam shot. Avidly watching. So here comes the timing of the play forward. Barrier wall trying to get across. But Scuba has found the elimination up top. 1 more to grab. Quick rotation for Xander in the sight, but Sam has done it all himself from the backside of screens. EU with the absolute finalized punch to get the spike down. And just in the nick of time as we go 2v2.
Yeah, Sam was doing a lot. The EU needed to shut him down. Barely they will get a plant in there with Xander coming up the ropes. Mana had no chance, wasn't prepared for it. Ethan solo has a single guiding light to play through, but 2 members need some isolated 1v1s, can't hit the head, and Xander.
NRG have gotten in front of this Cosmic Divide. Armageddon though called behind this. Ethan has to step up, does well to go 1 for 1. Scuba behind the Cosmic Divide has stayed safe from all of this, and now you have to Steel Garden as a way to respond to the pressure that's already on play. Barrier orb, slow orb, all being spent. NRG though, haven't found a response, and still, you haven't been able to plant, you haven't been able to find an angle thanks to how that Steel Garden has gone, and Cryo is just sitting there taking the hand off the keyboard and mouse, trying to force the fight at tower. Is going to be 100 Thieves, and they will get what they want. At least an opening trade, 4v4. But again, rotating away from this site is going to be really difficult to do. You don't really have the chance to go through vents because of the Viper's Pit, and rotating deep through your spawn is just going to take so much time, so this has to be an A commit.
The suppress, by the way, onto Brock was actually huge. It removes all of his ability to play any util there. Spamming through the smokes to be able to get Ethan down. Now going quiet. Brock, he might sense something. I mean, obviously he sees the star being placed down. So many players from 100T. Can they get something up there? They need it.
Wow.
Not getting it.
Say Mata and Sam from on the site were nearly surprised from screens. You saw it on Sam's. Because you've got Xander in maybe a position to stop this from happening. He's placing stars. There's the Rolling Thunder, and he says, hey, how are you? 1 taps, also sees the barrel onto another, and Xander may have just won this round because NRG were looking to suffocate and surround this B point, but now it's not really an option. And yeah, you're going to back away and just save here. A huge round for 100 Thieves to get this through flawlessly.
No
Lurk
time.
versus Lurk, and honestly, the walk down from NRG was perfectly played in any other situation.
Way. Yeah. He'll trigger it, it looks like, and then come back to the play. Ethan stuck on site, finds his one. Cryo considering the resurrection, but uh-oh, instead there's paint shells in his face. He's in a little bit of trouble, but here comes that lurk from Xander. It's being watched right now by Brock. But how long can they sit here? Because honestly, you don't have to do much if you're Xander. You can just hold and wait until this execute on the site fully comes through, and the defense just can't get the numbers going. And there's Xander, finally pops his head up to take care of Brock. And we're gonna get an 11-11 game with Sam just trying to hang on to this rifle best he can.
A couple here. Really lock into where he was before in terms of performance. It would be great, but Ethan will fall early and the heal to come in.
Oh, Mata trying to stop this. He's got a judge.
There it is.
Sam's done well to catch two. And they know that you really can't do too much from here. Nova Pulse is out. Mata does get pulled off. Resurrection's good for Boosted to be brought back to life. Armageddon at the ready. Looks like it might be queued up right now. Mata's a bit stuck. Oh, does he have the ability to get up and over? Mata almost able to turn that into multiple. But the fact that he gets one
30 seconds
may
left.
give NRG a chance, but the rewrap back to B is going to be the call, and it's going to have to be Brock, the only one who could possibly get there in time with only 13 HP.
Yeah, he just has nothing to play through. And Scuba's going to be left behind because they're not even entirely sure it is going to be a B finish. You have to consider that it may be just going quiet a little bit. Brock's being taken down now with the time remaining. Obviously, we know what's up. Cosmic Divide to finish this one. 100 Thieves looking like they'll get the 12. It would have to be heroics, and it won't be.
They're going to try to walk down with the Trailblazer, see if they can catch a little bit of a trap here. But EU operator out has found one. Crossfire set up here, and Cryo will respond for the initial trade. Looking to force it, though, is NRG. Trying to keep Cryo a bit more at bay. Here comes help. It's Asuna over through sewers. He's able to once again provide a trade. Showstopper is out. Flash to come through. Asuna sends it away. Does not connect. Spike on the way back over. Oh, and then Asuna, who won the flashed. Still able to snap, find the headshot onto Ethan. And it's all down to Scuba for the 1v3. First contact, not gonna come through. And 100 Thieves take the 13-11 win, tying up our best of 5 at 1 apiece. Yeah, immediate paranoia. Now you got to walk down the middle like you're trying to exclaim towards, and no one is ready for that whatsoever. 100 Thieves find the first couple, and it has this NRG offense completely trapped on C.
Now EU just slowing things down inside of Garage. The trap has been sprung. NRG have very minimal members. Won't be the case for now as NRG heavily stacking here, and that is a major walk down of players. Som, I'd have been able to get a couple there, but also so quick on the trigger finger.
Wow. And then you got the ability for Neon to do Neon things, trying to follow up, pistol out, and NRG are left to just Brock, who's got nowhere to go. For one through mid, so this is going to be a very delayed, a little 4v4 on the site, and Som goes unnoticed on the teleport up to heaven, so that's a huge elimination. Now we have the true 4v4. EU's got to run quickly. Here's the double tap. That's going to be blown up just by spam through the dark cover. And it's just down to timing. How NRG are able to hold here. Contingency out. 100 Thieves trying to work their way back in. EU's able to find one through long. Mata from inside the site. Working together nicely. NRG able to restabilize. It's down to the 1v3 for EU. He finds the first. Run concussed. There's the right click for Mata. One more needed. Hitting the high drive. And there's just no time for this to turn into much of anything. NRG pull off a thrifty to get on the board.
There they are.
Because they pulled so many players, honestly, this could be a good opportunity for them. Hunter's Fury might get a catch here. Good ping, and a secondary will confirm it.
And that's your spike down. And now, Asuna just going to throw some shoulders of the high gear. Defense rotates accordingly. Brock, good opener. Xander's going to need to get one. And he does. So numbers go to a 2v3. Now, you do have the ability for Hunter's Fury here on this post plant, but there's not going to be a lot of room to use it, especially with the EU cryo weapon, and then you can try to flank a little bit deeper, but no, instead it's going to be a rolling thunder that's out. Hunter's Fury to block things open, and then Xander in the corners just got nowhere to go. Really good dissection of the site. Cryo able to provide one in response, but how do you stay on this retake? Paranoia perfectly timed. EU will drop. Double tap will be reset, though. Cryo, after his win inside the kill contract, has 100 Thieves cooking up a 2v2, but here comes that lurk on the backside from Scuba. Sheriff shot, needs to hit, and oh gosh.
Shield.
The shield gets broken, though. Doesn't make a difference. Scuba is able to find his counterpart in Boostio, and it's just down to Cryo. Contingency makes this a bit of a different difficulty, but it should be a crossfire setup that keeps Cryo away from being able to double tap this again. Spam shots are out.
Won't have time.
Cryo's gonna have to stick it right now. And Nope.
Last
Not
player
gonna happen. Follow. And now all of a sudden you gotta look over to Boostio. He's gonna have to try to save this while Xander is in trouble with Asuna. But wow, Xander teleports to the opposite side to at least go 1-for-1. Asuna, what the hell is that? No way he connects out of that headshot. And it makes it manageable for this 100 Thieves defense, but NRG with the numbers. It's just down to Cryo inside the site. Does he have the double tap up? No, he doesn't, but it doesn't make a difference. Now he's got it. Undercut comes through, doesn't connect. Long flank though for EU, and NRG are a little bit stuck at long at the moment.
By the way, I don't think EU has been spotted because trip got broken there. Rather, I think the trip disappeared. There's no Cypher on board for NRG anymore, so that means EU is still in a great position. Map is now entirely quiet. EU is wondering, where is the plant? Where are the players?
Oh.
Cryo's gone walking as well because Battle should do it. Battle should do it.
Last player standing.
The trade is out.
Down
Sam,
A.
yep, he's got the teleport. Oh, he's got to go to C.
Cryo's there. Cryo's there.
Seen it. Oh, mercy. What a set of timing this is. Right.
We're dancing with the neons.
Oh, and it will be, at least the neons traded out. 100 Thieves still finding the success with Xander up top. EU on the backside of the site. I mean, this has just been as convincing as you've ever seen in terms of a defensive response to the quick hit from NRG. Scuba going to be stuck. Sees the limiting barrier of the initial shield, but, well.
Through the smoke? What?
Yeah, may as well give it a spam. That works for one. But this is still a very difficult 1v3 with the spike down at long.
Yeah, I mean, he's got plenty of time to play through, but it's just the work involved to get it done in what is a 1v4. Timings of each other.
Absolute two ships passing in the night, but a couple of spam shots come through for Scuba. That alerts Boostio to what's happening, and he finds first blood.
One of those ships does a quick U-turn. I don't know what the technology required to do that is, but now 3 versus 4. As you mentioned, ISO, ultimate there, kill contract, ready to go.
You may spend it here. Yep, you sure will.
That's a Sova gone.
Yep, that will capture the Sova. Ethan stepping into the fast lane. Cryo wins his 1v1 of the kill contract. Ethan stuck with utility out. Sidestepping it for a moment as Boostio, but not long enough, and Sam provides another. It's just not enough, though. 100 Thieves, Sam just a touch. But now here comes the next effort. Asuna in the corner. Running, trying to gun. Not going to happen. Ethan. Oh, wow. What a providing help. He's able to get 2. Scuba on the crossfire setup. Just has 100 Thieves completely entrapped over towards this A link. And there's just no way that you get back into this. If you're Cryo, not enough time, and beyond that, not enough space to exit at all.
Just got to plot. Is he going to TP out?
It's going to be too late. It's just going to be too late. He does get tagged by that and eventually taken out. And how about it? Xander's going to hop for the immediate defusal, but he gets taken out before the neuro theft can come out. So 4v4 we go. Asuna maybe going to get this a bit of a go. There's the trigger, but no, Boostio caught off guard, and NRG have just blown this door wide open with the timing of this plant. Neuro theft going to come through once again. EU trying to break timing through grasp, but it's not going to happen. Execute onto this as soon as these cyber cages will fall, surely. Paranoia comes through. Here comes the effort for NRG. Sam for the opener and the follow-up. Down from the heavens. Ethan spams out another, and an absolutely flawless retake. The shock dart, kind of a mere inconvenience at this point. It's only a matter of time before the rest of the team for NRG are focused on playing through Garage, but these weapons are less than comfortable. Asuna going to take away Garage immediately. Mata trying to deal with it, but not going to happen. Scuba's able to find at least one exchange, but it's not going to be enough for NRG to get back into the site. So we'll be a 9th here for 100 Thieves. Key to stop the bonus round, something they were unable to do the last time they played. And now it's just down to trying to establish some trends that keep NRG a little bit, I would say, more confused than what they want to do defensively.
Way in on A.
Undercut does come through. Hunter's Fury trying to follow on that. Tags onto Ethan, who's in some major trouble, and as he drops, now it's just down to who can actually hang inside the site, and it'll just be Mata through sewers to find one, but somehow there's some weird timing in the peek over through link. He's able to find another. Oh my goodness. Just down to 1. Asuna in the backside of the site, not going to be able to step up. Hands of this though, and now Mata's going to make a decision. Aldrin out, and he still steps up to find one. Hunter's Fury to follow, and the damage is converted on his Brock, takes down another. The duality between NRG's defense continues to impress.
I mean, just the fact that they bail out, well, not quite, because, you know, you still have, unfortunately for NRG, Mata going down, but getting a secondary off that is brilliant. Now Scuba onto EU. That's basically going to be the round. They know the last 2 players, and it won't take too much effort from here. Scuba should get the cleanup. Pushing the way through. This could be a huge punish. EU up for 2, but he can't connect it. Cryo, though, will pick up, but EU couldn't. EU did get us 1, but that is a giant punish just by going quiet for 100 Thieves. NRG thought there was going to be a rotation. You already saw that Brock was moving back into spawn, rotating back towards A. And the rest of NRG are thinking, we're going to walk down now because we don't know what's happening. We think that this is 100 Thieves going A. 100 Thieves didn't go A yet, so unfortunately a missed call from NRG. You can understand the thinking, but the coin just didn't flip their way in there.
One enemy remaining.
Well, Sam gets one, but seen by Boostio. Leaves it down to Brock, and the ping is already out. They know exactly where he's coming from. Dark cover will fade. Brock's going to have to do this the hard way. Crossfire set up at A long. Is there going to be any opportunity for Brock to actually work his way back in? The recon dart's going to come up too late. There's the first toggle of the spike. Check from Xander. Try again. Shoulder. Not going to get punished. And now you have to hold. Yeah, it's not going to happen. I like this from 100 Thieves in terms of how you adjusted. Just don't show anything until you're about to get onto site. See if you can catch NRG before they can rotate out. That's exactly what's going on. Yep. Cryo, Asada getting the job done. Brock only will find one with the Odin. And really, if you're 100 Thieves, this should be a guaranteed round win. I mean, it's just, you would not figure that Mata's going to get through this extra trap wire and break this post plant down. But maybe. Nope, not going to happen. Cryo able to find the head right as Mata does slide through.
Big conversation might be what's happening over toward the south side of the map with a potential flank, but on the top side, though, it's Ethan down.
Hunter's Fury, though, going to be called in. That's from EU, deep over towards C-Long. Sam somehow still able to provide a double. That clears out the site completely. Neurope that's going to be spent here. You can really make a play on this. Shock Dart going to be called in. EU trying to hold off what would be a 1v3. Low health pulls on this side, though. Recon Dart re-earned. Immediately spent. Owl Drone to follow. Tags onto two players. You got to find the player on the spike, though. That's not going to happen. NRG hold the angle. Catch the Neon. You think you're going to try to flood, but NRG is prepared. You're going to hit a follow-up on Amada, who's doing it all himself. And 100 Thieves had to back away, and I don't even know if you can consider the rest of this 3v5. You might just have to save.
They didn't even consider how many members were on it. You can see EU still walking up. He's walking up blind. He's just trying to maybe lurk there or find a player leaving. They thought maybe, like, going quiet, forcing a few members to rotate. At least they've been able to get themselves onto C quite cleanly again. That's the only silver line, but they just don't have members. Leaving EU there and just to die is extremely unfortunate. On top of the fact that the contract just goes completely awry for Cryo.
Well, 100 Thieves are going to give themselves a chance at the 3v5 by getting the spike planted at C. Double stack over towards garage. NRG trying to clear this little by little, doing it largely together. Samdo able to find the first. That's Boostio who drops Xander. Nice stabs for two, but still 3 more to find if you're Asada. He's able to find the first one, but nothing more. Too much of a stack up, and NRG successfully retake once again. Doesn't really work out. And how about this? NRG throw a paranoia through garage. Now they're going to walk down heavy through mid. Shock darts are out. EU aware of this and ready, but he only has a judge. 2 for 1 the exchange. More possibly to comes. Cryo is stuck over at window and flashed beyond recognition. Good eliminations for NRG, and it's a 2v4 last ditch effort here for 100 Thieves. And they're going to try to get the spike over towards A for a quick plant.
Let's look at all Icebox in the lead for NRG right now. Plant is definitely going to come on through, but how much can you get done in a 2 versus 4? Really now. No paranoia left. Smoke to play through.
Spy cam trying to get the tag. Sam holding, ready to go. Fault line out. It hits onto Scuba. Yeah, or pardon me, that was onto Xander. Oh, Scuba, where did that come from? Clean stuff coming through though. NRG 13-11, able to take both of 100 Thieves map selections, which again were both the maps.
Had those duels yesterday. Ye was also on jet. First contact found very quickly, and Boostio can't do anything about it.
Yeah. Now Cryo, the toxic screen trying to save him. Just distracted by the recon bolt on the wall. Sam follows up with 2. And NRG looking good for their opening pistol. Just going to make sure Sam gets the amount of charge needed with those 2 eliminations. Give him a 3rd for potentially early efforts towards the lockdown. And yeah, that's just one of those things that NRG can do to you. You just kind of block off the site. You force your defensive side to worry about multiple things, and it just overwhelms them.
Toxins going up.
Aside from the first map where Sam had a bit more of a quiet one, supporting on the Vice between Split and Haven. Double omens there. Sam had much better performance here.
Oh, what a shot onto Ethan. I was about to say, it was major trouble for Cryo. Cloudburst to stop the recon bolt from finding any reveal. Asada stuck in the corner, but, or is he stuck in the corner, or? Is he just going to hang out here and just use this as his bastion over the top of A? Wingman will get to work, try to scout things out. And then the follow-up onto Sam has the spike down, and this has been flawless for 100 Thieves. Mata still working on it, though. Able to find one in response, but shock darts will land, and NRG going to be stuck behind this generator trying to get onto site.
Xander also considering the possibility of a rotation coming on through as well as we've gone quiet now. Spike is in the hands of NRG. Just a lack of information, unfortunately, for 100 Thieves, and you actually start to see Mata move through, so potentially not committing, but also potentially just waiting to see if 100 Thieves might rotate off they, but it's not happening. 100 Thieves are ready to go here.
Yeah, there's no reson to. I mean, you still have the ability to kind of watch for a mid-cross from Xander, and then if you need to rotate over to play retake 4v2, you just do that. So not going to give anything away here, although Scuba gets a late double before Asada.
About Vipers have walked. Xander's got an opportunity, but he just can't quite connect.
And this is so difficult for 100 Thieves to rotate back into. They've made the right selection, though, working their way back through mid underneath the tunnel. And yeah, Boozer, wow, just able to benefit by finding the kill before the toxic screen can completely conceal the player on the site, but the plant is still good. And the Owl drone going to get to work for the scout as we're looking for the retake.
Busio maybe brought the numbers back into contention enough for 100 Thieves, certainly with that one. Busio again delivering. Now to just get through the high tide, get through all of the harbor utility to finish this one off. Cryo on the line, but only half health. Time is running out now.
There goes the wall. Cryo sees the shoulder. Ethan's still alive. Not the second time, though. And now it's just down to Brock, and no. The crossfire setup scales a little bit deeper. EU finds elimination, and the cascade to be played. Assassin is completely separated, but what?
Oh my cow.
EU just spams out a corner and gets a headshot. So now the Dizzy could come through. Ethan's now the one in trouble, or is he? Brock saves a life. Ethan caught with utility, though. Let your spike down. Brock predicted top window at tube. Thrash trying to get him into a position to where he has to take the fight, and as he drops down, EU finds not just one, but two.
Doesn't deter the rest of NRG, though, from walking up.
No, not at all. And goodness. It's just, again, these isolated picks that keep coming through. NRG just getting a little bit stuck here. Straight on to EU, but the problem is you still have to try to work your way into this site behind Boostio, who has some more tools to play with. Nanostorm to delay a little bit of time. Now has a separation to get back over towards bottom tube where Scuba is waiting. And honestly, I'm a bit surprised the defense hasn't rotated over a bit quicker, but they're going to give away a little bit of space and just trust this Viper's Pit could allow them to get some sort of a staging ground to get the retake.
Yeah, it might just be a retake play now. Boostio wants to just link up with Xander into the side, the safety of the Viper's Pit. Very soon, NRG are going to discover an empty site. You already mentioned it, but a slow rotate. 100 Thieves just want to be very careful here. Cryo, though, sees the bullets coming on through, doesn't hesitate to immediately take the shot in.
It just continues to go the way of 100 Thieves. Som back of the site, has to connect onto a headshot here to Xander. Not going to happen. And now it's just on to Scuba in their own Viper's Pit. 1v4 situation. Smokes, Wingman's getting to work, and then Xander comes out from behind. Nowhere.
Shot. Now full pressure on towards A. Two defenders there, high tide to lock him out, and EU has no response.
Yeah, trying to get proactive, trying to step up to see if he can stop the NRG hit before it actually develops, but both him and Asada will be taken care of really quickly. Boostio going to be held back by a snake bite, or so you'd think. Gets into the corner underneath Raptors. Sander with a double swing, and it's enough to at least find one. Still, though, this would be a 2v5, and you just don't figure with this post plant that NRG are going to give this one up. Surely not.
They have the money to play through it, though, so not a situation where I think they should be saving. Also, I know this Psalm is going to be doing a little bit of exploration around the back to try and get behind them. Time is going to start getting tight now. Dare I say, maybe not the best two members to go for the retake, however, looking good for Boostio. Maybe they could work.
Sees one on the corner, looking for Xander down low, hits the right click but misses. Xander punishes. Can he stay alive and find more? Trying to, gets a second but not a third. Back and forth we go to the 3v3. Knives are at the ready though for Cryo as they try to play for retake.
Ooh, losing confidence there, maybe. Okay. Didn't end up going for the plant. Assumed he was safe under cover of smokes, but not given the case now as rotations are making their way slowly This would be a lot more difficult for 100 Thieves if NRG had already planted. Som, by the way, made his way upstairs. This could be very interesting. Because I don't think 100 Thieves are going to expect this one.
No, and
Saw a lot of high-low plays yesterday between all the teams. The player up top always finding his mark.
Good damage. The Dizzy, though, comes through. Som returns to find the elimination onto Asunda that he had previously started. EU through Snowman, trying to catch an angle, finds one for free. And how about the shot from Cryo? Just down to what you can do outside the site. Scuba trying to get the bolt done, but no. Reckoning is out. Quick hit with the high tide, cutting things off to isolate Snowman. First blood good onto Xander. EU just trying to dance with the Reckoning and also throw a couple of spam shots. See if they can continue to find some connections through these smokes, but not this time. NRG 5v3. Cryo with the knives. Can he provide? Good initial flash with the Dizzy over the top. Cove still in the way. Nanoswarm comes out. Whoa! What a knife from Cryo at long range. Connects onto Som. And all of a sudden the numbers start to tilt to 100 Thieves. Ethan turns into a 2v2.
And there's no plant.
Has to play this life though correctly. And 100 Thieves are just going to leave him. Good shots from Ethan to the 2v1 now. And Busio, which fight do you want first? Do you want the one versus Ethan or do you want the one versus the flanker? And he's trying to find the one onto Ethan. But ring around the Rosie they go. And Ethan, I think he's seen him. He's just going to play out the time, knowing he's got help nearby. Should surely be a 4th round for NRG. There's the check. There's the kill. So he will have one of his own as Ethan will commit for the plant.
Oh, destroyed. Actually got the lockdown. Good to see you. So now maybe this is feeling a lot more possible, and a Thrash coming in as well. If it finds Purchase, now suddenly you're looking at 100 Thieves with a strong opportunity to get this retaken.
Yeah, but the post-plant tools that you've got for NRG are so disastrous. Som up top on 410. You still have shock darts available. You still have snake bites available. 100 Thieves get put into a corner in this 2v4. I just don't know how you work through this. You have to clear out this post-plant on the backside of the site, and the trade's not looking good enough. EU stuck on top of the spike, which is wide out in the open. Yeah, do what you want, but not going to happen.
Heading towards A, and Som is about to find out and deliver the bad news.
Oh, but Som, the news is not as bad about getting all those eliminations in the picture. So 4v2, post-plant though for 100 Thieves. And they're going to try to stick this on top of the site here with Xander at low HP. He really can only afford to play a 1-for-1 angle. Nice shot though from EU. He's got Mata inside the smoke, able to connect onto a second, give Xander a chance at this. Timing here is going to be everything. Pinch is on the way. Xander here in the footsteps. Who does he see first? There's the first pistol shot, but does not see Scuba. These are threatening, but how do you get through this?
And actually, fully here. Mata's collecting again.
Yeah, that's on the lurk through mid. So 100 Thieves have to commit to this. Also going to go for the plant with the wingman, but it's just, again, you can't break through all this defensive utility, or can you? Also with another special moment, but it doesn't make a difference. There's Mata back into the picture. On crossing angle has help nearby. Nanoswarm in front of him, and he's able to find first blood into Cryo for free. Lockdown is going to be queued up and ready to go just in case they have to call it in, but NRG feeling comfortable with Mata clearing around the back. Here comes the play forward. Lockdown going to be called into this, and this is going to be blood in the water here for NRG, and Scuba is feasting. 100 Thieves are completely stuck, nowhere to go. Aldrone putting some pressure on, but again, look at the defensive pressure from NRG. Just going to say, you want to fight us? Let's fight us. Let's get this little brawl going. Scuba caught on the reload. Ethan just letting the Odin sing. Gets 2, but the trade is decent. The only bit of insignificant amount of pressure here is the fact that even though it's a 3v3, 100 Thieves have 2 members at low health.
Both Killjoys about to see each other.
Oh.
Busio wins that trade. That's going to give opportunity now. That is a very important kill that allows 100 Thieves now shift over towards A, and NRG going to have to split the difference. One player on B, one player on A, because they don't know where the commit's going to be. You're going to have to play for a retake here. Do you even just drop the Viper? Actually, no, that's the other team. The other team has the opportunity to drop the Viper's Pit, and actually, honestly, 100 Thieves, they're a little concerned. They might even do so, but the player advantage is looking decent. The only thing is the HP could be a little bit better for the team. They're giving this one up and just going to reshuffle again.
If Brock stays here, he might win the game right now. It just comes down to, does he catch the sound? He's going to hear the sound fuse. Like, you can't afford to shift walk here if you're 100 Thieves. And there's the information. How many does he find? How many can he get? All Cryo just delays enough, and Brock has missed a window. Now it's a 1v3 post plant for 100 Thieves.
Brock needed at least one there.
Yeah, but Bucio's just going to be the one that full health, just yep, continuing to throw shoulders, and eventually gets the jiggle peek. The Viper Spin has become a bit of a deterrent, because look at this defensive wrap over through mid. They're able to shut down into Bucio, who's trying to play for a lord. Do they get the rid of the EU as well? Oh, not quite. Scuba caught, moving from knife to the regular rifle, and now EU can scale up and top into kitchen.
They just didn't realize he was there. He might capitalize on another. He is just an assassin in the night, cloak and dagger, through the back end of the map. And they are still not able to find him or challenge him. How much more is you going to do here? Some finally spots him, but he's too low in terms of on the map. Okay, that was just a missed close range shot from EU now.
The same point here. Mata's able to convert onto another, so the spike is down right in front of Mata. He can just right-click if he needs to, but no need. Give this the good old 1-2 heave-ho. And Cryo gets the first. The lockdown will allow space for the plant. There's Fury trying to deny. It does connect once. Does he get a secondary pick? Oh my goodness, Boostio will drop. Xander's still able to plant, but here comes NRG behind the cascade, and they find Cryo. 4v2. Xander up top, shut down by Som, just down to 1. EU stuck, able to find the first. The reveal is in, and Som will find the final punch to get NRG through the road to Riyadh and clinch the 3rd spot for Americas in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, the first team to qualify on through. They were the first team eliminated.